Beach Up Sunset World.
Sushi,
Sumo, Tokushima!
この番組は地域密着型のボランティア活動を徳島で行っている国際ワークキャンプのメンバーがお届けする30分です。
This 30 minutes broadcast is hosted by volunteer members who come from abroad to help the community of Tokushima.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the host for this evening. I'm Rina from Japan. This radio program, Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima, is live on FM Bizan. This 30 minutes broadcast is operated by non-profit organization Bizan Daigaku. Bizan Daigaku has been trying to make Tokushima a more attractive place with volunteers from Tokushima and outside Tokushima, including people from many different countries. Popular images of Japan, sushi and sumo? Yes, but we would like people around the world to know not only those images, but more things about Japan. We share the news from Japan and information about Tokushima, a place that welcomes foreigners from all over the world. We will also invite guests from overseas online to share the latest news with you. No one knows who will be talking or what kind of topics we will bring up. Don't miss it.
Sushi,
Sumo, Tokushima!
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for listening to Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima today. All right, first of all, let me call tonight's guest, who is from Switzerland. Sam, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, good to see you again.
Yeah, it has really been a while since we talked and saw each other. Yeah, it's good to be back.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that. And Sam, you actually came to Tokushima, but can you introduce yourself to the listeners, please?
Yes, of course. My name is Sam. I'm 32 years old almost now. I've been traveling around in 2018. That's how I came to Tokushima. Before, I worked as a landscape gardener in a company that also supports people that have issues finding regular work. And we try to help them find their way back into regular work so they can afford their own life and such. I think that's pretty much the most important things about myself. Maybe my hobbies. I'm very much into photography and also into hiking, spending time with friends, and also a bit of fire art.
Yes. I have seen you doing it in Tokushima.
Yeah, exactly. I performed there once or twice.
All right. Thank you, Sam. You take great pictures. I see pictures behind you as well. Are they the pictures you took?
Yeah, I took them.
Ah, nice.
There are also some, I don't know if you can see them. I think, this one here. Yeah. That's actually from a temple in Japan.
Ah, nice. Sorry, listeners, you can't see the pictures, but he takes nice pictures.
Thank you.
Oh, no, you're welcome. So you're in Switzerland today. Where in Switzerland?
I live in a pretty small town called Thun. Roughly 30 to 40,000 people living here. It has a wonderful lake and really nice mountains very nearby. And it is located more or less in the middle of Switzerland. maybe a little bit more to the south.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Switzerland. That's the country I really like to visit one day. Beautiful
Yeah, come
nature.
and visit. I will show you around.
Yes. I can't wait. So you came to Tokushima about 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Yeah, in December of 2017, late December. Yeah.
And you stayed in Japan for 6 months?
Yeah, exactly.
So you experienced Japanese winter and also almost summer.
Yes, yes. I think the more pleasant part of summer where it's not as hot yet.
And you helped actually the Hana Road project a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think your contribution to Hana Road, like how to do it and like give them advices, was a big part for them.
Cool. I'm happy to hear that.
Yes. And since you left Tokushima, Japan, how have you been?
I guess pretty much like everyone else. There were some great times. There were some more difficult times. Right after I left Tokushima, Japan was actually the beginning of my journey, of my traveling. So after Tokushima and after Japan, I went to India, then Vietnam, Thailand, and Vietnam again.
Twice to Vietnam.
Yeah. It is a really cool country, and I met some great people there. That was a big motivation to go back again.
Nice. So you actually decided to go back to Vietnam during the trip, during your journey.
Yes.
Really? Wow. What did you like about Vietnam that much?
Yeah, I think most time it's mostly about the people. I was very lucky, and well, I was traveling with Workaway. That's also the way I found Shin-san and you.
Yeah, Bisan Daigaku.
Exactly, yes. And when I was in India, a guy from Vietnam wrote me on this webpage and asked me if I want to join his crew. And he is a artist that has some interesting projects going on. So I thought, yeah, if he found me on this website and if he wants my help, that's so pretty cool. Because normally it's the other way around.
Right.
So I just went for it.
That's so cool. What kind of project did you do?
It's difficult to really explain it properly. On one part, I helped within his living space. He also rented some treehouse bungalows where he lived. I helped to create like a vertical garden as a sort of art project. Nice. But he also owns lands in a bit outside. It was in Hanoi where he lived. But he also owns land outside of Hanoi. He is about to create a space for artists there.
Wow.
So there was always something to do.
So were there other artists, like other people to help him as well?
I don't know if they describe themselves as artists. But yeah, we were always between 4 and maybe 8 volunteers, depending on the time that we're helping there.
Wow, that's quite a journey. You decided to go to countries in Asia after Japan, and you went to like 3 countries before going back to Switzerland?
Yes, exactly.
But twice in Vietnam. Did you visit the same place in Vietnam?
Yes, I pretty much stayed in the north of Vietnam. And both time I started in Hanoi.
Wow.
The second visit was more to meet the friends.
That's
I
so
met there
cool.
once again.
Yeah. There's so many things I actually would like to ask you about your journey. But now we would like to play one song and we will be right back after a short break.
Sushi?
Sumo?
Tokushima! I'm back with Sam from Switzerland. Hi.
Hello.
So you were telling us about your journey after leaving Japan in other Asian countries, such as in Vietnam in the first section.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm. But you also went to India and Thailand. So I would like to ask you about those countries, like your experiences in those countries. Are there anything to share with us?
I think so, yes.
Mm.
After I went to Japan, I
Mhm.
continued my travel to India,
Mhm.
and that was a bigger culture shock to me than
Okay.
coming from Switzerland to Japan.
Okay.
Like
Right.
it was really crazy
Crazy.
because even though Japan is a big country with
Mhm.
huge cities,
Mhm.
level of noise and what's happening and the chaos is just on a different scale in
Wow.
India. I
Mm.
remember when I landed,
Mhm.
I flew to a very small airport in the
Mm.
south of India.
Mm.
They were actually, you know, when they control you at the airport and you have to go
Right.
through different
Uh-huh.
checkpoints, etc.
Mhm.
At some checkpoints, they still were doing their paperwork
Mhm.
with actual books.
Books.
So they were,
Okay.
yeah, they were not recording you
Mm.
on the computer or checking your files
Okay.
on the
No
computer or
database on the
whatever.
computer. Oh, okay.
They had computers, but
Ah.
half of it was still done with books,
Okay.
and they were like 20-centimeter thick books and
Mm.
really big ones. And yeah, that was the first thing that really surprised me.
Mhm.
Then when I went out of the airport, it
Mm.
was just so incredibly hot
Wow.
and dusty. It was
That's the.
like 45 degrees Celsius,
Mhm.
if I remember correctly.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, as soon as I went out of the airport, like
Mm.
all these rickshaw drivers came towards me, and I was surrounded by like 20 people that all
20.
wanted
Wow.
me to take their rickshaw to the next place. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was very different to Japan. You know, Japanese people, they are always so polite and considerate, and
Mm.
even in big cities like Osaka, Tokyo,
Mm.
there is always at least a certain amount of respect. And
Mm.
when you're walking through the streets,
Mm.
people don't bump into you.
Mm. Yeah.
And in India, it's just a complete difference.
Wow.
Like,
No distance that much.
yeah, the Indian people, they approach you right away. And like,
Mm.
I think it was also because I was in an area that hasn't a lot of tourism. Like
Okay.
all the people wanted to take selfies with me just
Wow.
because just because I'm European looking with
Yeah,
a
with
funny
tall
beard.
height. Yeah, with your beard as well.
Yeah, and in the first 2 or 3 days, I only managed to stay outside for like
Mm.
1 or 2 hours at the time.
Okay.
Then I had to go back to the hotel room because it was
Yeah,
just so
too
hot.
hot. Yeah, wow. It was in summer as well, right?
Yes, I think end of June,
June, right?
around
Yeah, around
June,
this
yeah.
time. Wow, so different, like culture shock.
Yes.
Mm,
Also,
and yeah.
the infrastructure is totally different. They
Okay.
yeah, just don't have the same possibilities as
Mm-hmm.
other parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, sometimes it was a bit sad that a lot
Mm.
of trash was just lying on big piles next to the street. Um, yeah, that was a bit the downside of India.
Mm. Yeah. Anything else impressive for you in India?
Yeah, I went during the end of my stay in India.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a sort of town that is called Auroville,
Uh-huh.
and they want to have sort of a international community
Mm-hmm.
with, how should I describe it?
Mm.
It is, I think, more. It's not religious, but a bit
Mm.
more spiritual than
Mm.
other places.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Even though India, of course, is littered with
Mm-hmm.
spiritual places.
Right.
But Auroville is a attempt of having space to live where all the
Mm.
people should be equal.
Okay.
People should
Mm.
work
Mm.
with each other to have a good atmosphere,
Mm.
to have a pleasant life, to have time to reflect upon themselves. And
Mm.
yeah, I think it's a very cool place. If
Mm.
you ever go to India, it's definitely worth a visit.
That's so cool. And how about Thailand?
Yeah, Thailand, I have a bit mixed feelings about it,
Oh, okay.
but
Mm.
I think that's mostly because maybe I didn't go to the right places.
Where did you go? Which part of Thailand?
I started out in Bangkok,
Okay.
then went to two very famous islands,
Mm.
also more in the south of Thailand.
Okay.
But I always butcher the pronunciation of these islands.
Ah,
But it's
Phuket?
Koh Phangan and
Pangam.
Koh
Okay.
Samui.
Samui. Ah, okay. I've been there
Yeah.
too.
All right.
Samui. Yeah.
It's not so Samui there.
Ah, in Japanese, right? You're funny, some.
I remember a little bit of Japanese.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and the start in Bangkok, that was really cool because I was able to visit friends that I met in
Cool.
Japan,
Right.
Tokushima.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Maybe you remember who it was?
Nan?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. She was so nice. She was so pretty. Mm-hmm.
So I met her there, and she and her friends and her sister, they showed me around and brought me to some nice places in Bangkok. And that was very cool.
Mm.
Yeah, the two big islands I was on, yeah, they were very touristic.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, maybe I was also a bit exhausted after
Mm.
being away from home for around 8 months at that point.
Mm-hmm. Long
So I
time.
think, no, it was even more. It was
Mm-hmm.
probably already 10 or 11 months that I
Wow.
have been away from
Away.
home at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also able to visit a friend that I met in Vietnam, in
Okay.
Koh Phangan again.
Uh-huh.
That was also very nice. Yeah.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Those countries are all in Asia, but it must be really different, from
Yes,
Japan.
yes.
Mm.
Yes, they are really four entirely different countries. And
Mm-hmm.
each country is definitely worth a visit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as a traveler, you always have to ask yourself what you are really looking for.
Right.
To have a good time.
Nice.
Or I don't know, maybe sometimes it's also okay to just go somewhere without any preconceptions and just discover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so your journey ended, then you came back to Switzerland. Any plans from now?
Yes, I tried to save money again to, on one hand, buy a bigger and better camera. And actually, I am very interested to come to Japan again, especially maybe more the north, but also I forgot the island, small island.
In which area?
I think it's more in the west.
West.
It was the inspiration for Princess Mononoke. Like the whole landscape and such.
Is it Yakushima?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's in
I
Kyushu.
do love to go there.
Yeah, I never been, but I would like to go as well. Nice.
And also, I would really love to go back to Vietnam again as well, to realize a project, photographic project. They have a lot of very beautiful clothings, traditional clothings, and I'd really like to document the people that are making these clothes, but also, of course, the different styles. Yes.
Yeah, sounds great. And please come back to Tokushima once when you come back to Japan, okay?
I'll try, yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Sam, for coming back to Sushi Sumo Tokushima.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Okay. It seems we almost reached the end of the program. We are waiting for the messages from you with feedback or request. Bye.
Bye.
Sushi
Sumo
Tokushima.
This radio program, Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima, is being recorded here on Bizan FM in Tokushima. This program is operated by non-profit organization Bizan Daikaku. We are open to and accepting any forms of support or contributions you have to offer within the local community of Tokushima. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you wish to get involved by emailing radio@bizandaigaku.net. We are accepting requests and messages via email. Please send emails to request@bfm.jp, request@bfm.jp, including the title of the show, Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima, in your messages. You can listen to this channel, FM Bizan, on the internet with your PC, smartphones, and tablet. If you are accessing with your PC, go to the website www.bfm.jp and you will find a banner written Listen Radio on the right side of the page. If you are accessing with your smartphone or tablet, download the application Listen Radio. Then select BFM 791 FM Bizan with the area Chugoku Shikoku. If you are listening to this radio in the area where has a weak radio wave, don't worry. You can listen to programs with clear sound through this internet radio system. No one knows who will be talking or what kind of topics we will bring up next Thursday. Don't miss it. See you next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Bye bye.